crafty peeps, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. We are working on day 5 of December daily today, and I have a lot of stuff done. So I will I have to remember to save this cut file I made to Dropbox so I can put a link in the description box. I'm gonna be upfront. I don't know how to transfer things from Silhouette to Cameo. To Cricut and all those other things. I designed this in Silhouette Studio, so I will share it in. I'll share a link if you have a Silhouette and you want to do something similar. But day 5 is all about gratitude, and this took me 5 minutes to make. I literally took the number stamps from last year, so the digital number stamps from last year, from Allie's collection. And then I started with the size that I wanted to use for the number 5. So I started with a large rectangle, added the number 5 to it, and then welded it together. And then progressively made every rectangle after that a little bit smaller and moved the number up an inch so that the numbers overlap a little bit, but you can still see that they're separate numbers. And then what else did I do? Oh, I scored each of these at 1/2 inch, and you'll see why in a little bit. And then I cut some vellum pockets and stuck that down because these are going to be holders for stories. And then I will insert the footage of me making this here. But pretty much what I did was I printed some photos on transparency, and I did this last year, not last year. I did this 2 years ago. Where I printed a photo of transparency and did some stamping and some journaling on some cardstock underneath it. And I really liked how that looks. I just decided to do it again. So I picked 5 things, people, seasons, I don't know. Printed out the photos, did my journaling, and then they're going to go in these vellum pockets. And then that's going to be, should probably put that in the camera. That's going to be how the day works up. So I will insert the footage of me making these stamps tags. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put those together. Today took a little bit longer than other days, but also day 5 fell on a Sunday. So like I said yesterday, if you watch my day 4 video, I said that I knew what I was doing for day 5 and I was going to get up and work on it. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I've been up working on this since, I want to say 8:30. So it did take me a little bit more time today than it does on other days, but I feel like since it's the weekend, I can give myself like room to play and stamp and do things because I have no, like, I am not rushing to go to bed or go to work the next day or what have you. So today definitely did take a little bit longer, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to attach all of these together with a star brad. These are star brads that I got at Michael's. I have a ridiculous collection of star brads because every time I go to Michael's and they have star brads on sale, I buy like 3 packs. Because I use them every single year, and I actually use them in my like non-December related crafting also. So I just have a stash of star brads, and then they're gonna go in the pocket. Oh, how good does that look? That looks so good. And then I'm gonna go from there. So I have a picture of, I probably should tell you. So I have a picture of Joshua, and none of these are new pictures. This is a picture I took of Joshua over the summer, but it's one of my favorite pictures. We went to the park and had like an impromptu picnic, and he was reading and squinting in the sun, and he just looked so disgruntled and so adorable. And I took that picture of him, and that's the picture I'm using. Here is a picture of Ebony and Noah at her maternity shoot. I do have another little nephew. His name is Isaac. As soon as my sister gives me the go-ahead to start sharing photos of him, I will be scrapbooking him a ton. He is such a little dumpling. Just the love of my life. I mean, Noah, I don't know, like, you think, well, maybe I'm the only one who thinks silly things like this, but I thought like after Noah was born, there would not be room in my heart for another kid. And then my brother had a baby, and then I was like, okay, well, I have room for 2. And then Ebony had another baby, and I'm like, I need to stop saying this nonsense, because clearly being an aunt is like my favorite thing in the world, and I have infinite room for all the nieces and nephews that my siblings plan on giving me. But Isaac's such a little dumpling, and I think my favorite part about this is how much Noah loves being a big brother. He is constantly looking for the baby, and he'll just come up to you, where's brother? Where's brother? And if Noah falls asleep and he wakes up and he doesn't know where Isaac is, he like panics. We have to go, no, Isaac's over there, and it's quite cute. But I have this photo of my sister. I kept going. I have this photo of my sister where she's holding Noah, and they're in like a patch of sunflowers. Actually, you know what? I think I put the hole on this on the wrong side. I printed these on transparency, and I'm supposed to use it on the rough side, not the smooth side. So I'm just gonna, hopefully this is centered enough that if I move it, it doesn't cause a ruckus. And if it's not, then yeah, because the photo's supposed to be like that. Okay, good. It was centered enough that I could flip it. Yeah, so it's just a picture of Ebony holding Noah at her maternity shoot. It's one of my favorite photos of them. Noah's just being an absolute ham. And then I have a picture of some skeins of handspun that I finished. I have a picture of the 2 hellions that I'm raising. As much as I love being a cat mom, every now and then I'm like, Joshua, why do we have cats? And every time I ask him why do we have cats, his response is always, you wanted the cats, which is very true. We have the cats because I wanted the cats. But last night we went to bed, and all night I just heard the cats pulling things off the Christmas tree, literally all night. And I was like, oh God, like, they're gonna get over this, right? And mind you, this is their like 3rd or 4th Christmas. I can't even remember how old they are. I think this is their 3rd Christmas. Might be their 4th. I can't remember. But you think they would be used to the Christmas tree by now, but the second the tree comes out, instantly, like, all hell breaks loose. Tori was pulling ornaments off the tree and rolling it around the living room, and we know it was her because Minerva was in the bed with us, and the ornaments were just rolling around. So I got up this morning and picked up the ornaments and put them back, and I imagine I will be doing this all month long until the tree comes down or until Astoria gets over it. So I have the picture of them, and then I have a picture of some Christmas lights that when we were putting up the tree, the lights hit the ground, and I was like, Joshua, stop everything. That's a great picture. And I'm sure he thinks I'm insane. But those are the 5 things that I was grateful for. And then for my journaling, I just did list style journaling instead of a paragraph, because I just wanted it to fit in the space underneath. And it's supposed to be a gratitude list, so I did list style journaling. And I'm going to pop each of these in the pocket. Now I messed around with the idea for a few seconds of cutting them into tag shapes. The problem with cutting them into a tag is then I have to cut them all into a tag, and I don't trust my skills. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I know these pockets are big enough because I cut them 1/2 inch larger than they should be. They just need a little finessing. I don't trust my skills to cut every single tag exactly the same. And since I don't trust my skills to cut every tag exactly the same, I'm not going to bother. Now, I will say measurements. So my photos and my tags, well, the text underneath are printed 4x6. I like hold on. I like 4x6. That's a good size for me to work in. Oh, I understand why this isn't working. Okay, so the transparency is sliding on the opposite direction of the cards, and they just need a little zhuzhing. I like 4x6, especially for portrait size photos. And then it gave me enough space to do the stamping on top and then to have the text underneath. Oh, and I will tell you the stamps. So the alphabet stamp is a stamp from Allie that she released over the summer. I don't have my packaging for it, so I don't know what it's called, but it's this one. And then this is the number stamp that Kelly nails the number stamps every year. Kelly at Paper Person. My favorite number stamps come from Kelly. And she always does really big ones every December season because she knows we're nuts and we need number stamps. So this is the Claus? Santa Claus. Claus numbers. Wow, I don't know why that word was really hard for me to say. That's the Claus numbers. And then as far as ink goes, I will have everything linked in the description box if I can find them. I use my Concord and 9th inks, which are some of my favorite dye inks. I used Dove, Sprout, Parsley, and Poppy. And then my black ink is VersaFine Clair. And if I'm stamping in black and I don't need archival, I'm always reaching for VersaFine. I prefer pigment inks for stamping in black. And then I prefer dye inks for stamping in color. And those are just personal preferences. There's no like rhyme or reason. I think pigment inks give like a really crisp impression, especially when you're stamping in black and especially when you're stamping alphabets. So this one might have to get trimmed down a little bit. I always reach for my VersaFine Clair, which is the same thing as the VersaFine that has the hinge. This just comes without the hinge, and the hinge makes me nuts because I want to be able to take my lid off. Okay, just trim that down a little bit. I just want to be able to take the lid off, so I prefer the VersaFine Clair because it doesn't have that hinge. All right, that slides in much better. Okay, so for the most part, we're just about done here. There's a tiny bit of assembling to do, and then we're finished. So my plan is for these to flip open. So I scored them all at 1/2 inch from the far side. And that's why I was like, I'll eventually tell you why I did it. Is this empty? This one's empty. I scored this last one, even though I don't need to, because this one's getting completely adhered to the page. But I was just like in the scoring mood, and I guess so I just kept scoring them down. This one doesn't need to be scored because this is going to be the base. So this one's getting all the way stuck down, and I'm gonna stick it like here, just to make sure I give myself a little bit of room to punch the holes. Now, if I have to punch the holes in the 5, like that's okay. Oh, and this is one of the papers from the main kit, because I don't think I bought a paper add-on, so it must be from the main kit. And then I am just going to slightly move over. This is going to be very imprecise, so hopefully I get it right the first time. And I'm only putting adhesive on that 1/2 inch where it was scored, and then moving it over maybe 1/4 inch, maybe 1/4. And then also trying to line it up so everything looks straight. All right, so I think I'm gonna go over, that's probably either 1/4 or 1/3 inch. Very imprecise. So the way it works is this will flip open so that you can access this tag underneath. And then the pages get progressively smaller so that you can see all of them. So there we go. We're just gonna keep going and sticking these down. And then the only other thing I wanna do is figure out some way to indicate that this is a gratitude list. So I was playing around with the idea of using letter stickers to spell out gratitude across the bottom. So I could do that. I don't know. That's probably the best idea, is to just spell out the word gratitude across the bottom, because I don't have any other ideas to indicate that this is a gratitude list. And I also want, like, whatever I do to extend across. Oh, that too did not go down straight. Let's fix that. I also want whatever I do to extend across the bottom of the page, so it like ties the whole design together. So that's part of the reason why I'm thinking about thickers, because I could start it here and then have it just put. Okay, well, it has to be small enough alphabet that it would fit All right, so let's think about this, because it has to be a small enough alphabet that I could put one letter here, one letter here, one letter here, one letter here. Because if it overlaps, then the letters don't flip. Maybe I'll just go grateful. F-U-L-E. I could probably fit grateful across. I probably could fit grateful. All right, I'm going to go raid my stash of thickers. I'm pretty sure I have something that's gold and sparkly, which would be like the best fit for this. But see, that flips. And they all flip on the score line. So I'm just going to reinforce these score lines actually so that they do that. So they all flip on the score line. These are 12 by 12 pattern papers from the Crate Paper collection last year, because I didn't buy any paper this year. I knew I had enough holiday themed papers. Oh, this one doesn't flip. That's silly. I was like, why isn't this flipping? Because it's not supposed to. So there we go. That's day 5. It's going on this side of the album, so I'm not worried about punching holes in here. That's why I did it left adjusted, because it's going on this side, because it's going on the back side of my day 4 story. I'm going to go look for some thickers that I can use to spell out grateful, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I found this set, and it's rose gold, which, you know, doesn't really match the gold glitter star brads, but we mix metallics. Oh, I do have the wrapper, because I was like, I don't know what it's called, because I take all my thickers and put them in these 6 by 12 bags, but it's called the Cozy Alphabet, and I'm going to use this to spell out grateful. I hope it's not too wide. We'll have to see. I guess we're going to play it by ear. Okay, so that L fits there, and I'm also going to spell out grateful backwards and hope I don't like regret that. The U fits there. Grateful's not a hard word, so I should be able to do it backwards. I think my only concern is whether this E is going to fit where this is, and honestly, I might be able to just move this back. Okay, I think I'm just going to move this page 1 back, because that gave me a little bit more space to fit the E. If the F fit on top of this page, the E, okay, perfection. All right, so it fits. And now I'm just going to spell out the rest of grateful. G-R-A-T-E. Okay. And then that's it for day 5, I think. I might add some stars. Ooh, do I add those like rose gold metallic stars? I might add those rose gold metallic stars, because they're my love language this year. And every year there's one thing that I'm like obsessed with. Last year it was those gold foil numbers that I hoarded, and then not numbers, the gold foil alphabet stickers that I hoarded, and I'm slowly starting to use up because it's irrational to hoard supplies. And I think this year it's those gold puffy stars. I like stars in general, and I like puffy stars. So if you give me rose gold foil puffy stars, rose gold foil, copper foil, whatever you call it, is my favorite metallic, by the way. Okay, so I grabbed the stars, and I'm going to do, again, everything I do, I got to make sure that they don't like interact with the moving of the pieces in this, because then that would ruin everything. So I put 3, a cluster. Oh, this would be easier if I knew where my tweezers were, and I have no idea. Oh, they're right in front of me. That's so silly. All right, I'm going to use my tweezers to put this one down, because that would be much easier. All right. I think, oh, I like that so much. I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like if I add anything else, I might distract from how fun and simple it is. That F is crooked. It's going to make me sad. Yeah, I'm going to like just look at it for a second. I like it. All right, I'm leaving it here. There's no need to add anything else to it. There's enough going on. Okay, so here we go. I got to put more glue on that, and then this is how it works. So I pull it out, flip it. There is the number stamped with the title or the name of whoever stamped underneath. And I tried to center these and I didn't really succeed. And then some journaling underneath. And that's my gratitude list, you guys. That's day 5 in the book. I'm so happy with how this came out. It's so fun. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought. I will be sure to link the cut file in the description box if you want it. And hopefully someone who has a Cricut knows how to convert it from Studio 3 to SVGs, because I don't know how. But yeah, until next time, keep it crafty and have the very best day, and I'll see you for day 6. Bye for now.